The bigger brother, the ACOM 1000, would be suited here well.
Yeah, all right. Well, whatever. It's your money.
For quick on and everything, I've got the Kenwood and the KPA 500 set up. If I want big power, then that may be the way to go. I mean, what solid state amp should I look at?
You don't have a lot of choice. I mean, I maintain the 1.5 is your best bet. If you want legal limit.
NC3Z.
NJ2US.
Whiskey 1, Papa Echo Fox.
Oh, really? What are your legal limit choices?
True legal limit?
Yeah, a 1,500 watt solid state amplifier. You have three choices.
You got a couple, but I wouldn't put. I mean, the SPE is scratch. I mean, yes, it does 1,500 watts, and I'm sure the Gemini would do 1,500 watts, but they're not designed to do that much all day long.
You got a choice of the PGXL, the KPA 1500, and the SPE. What else is there?
Well, the SPE is not in the same bracket as those. Plus, you get the RF kits. The RF kits, the KPA 1500 and the PGXL both use dual LD MOSes.
Yeah, and you know how reliable those are.
Oh, one or two, it doesn't matter. I just keep getting all this anecdotal evidence of LD MOSes blown all the time.
Yeah, nobody ever blows a tube up, Nick. That never happens.
All those are just novice operators.
If you want to go to the live stream, you can look at your tone.
Okay, watch it here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go not talk, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to unplug the microphone right at the back of the microphone. So here it is, and I'm going to unplug it in a few seconds. And plug back in again.
Yep, tone went away, and then when you plugged it in, the tone came back.
Yeah, it's being induced into the microphone again. I've had this problem all along. That's why with the Apache you never hear it because of the downward expander.
Unacceptable. Hey, Paul, can you hear it?
No, I'm not able to hear the difference. Gary's kind of light.
All right.
Hold on, I'll get my pure signal recalculating here. There we go. That's better.
Okay, wait for noise in the background to stop. Okay, I'm listening to the live stream. Let me go quiet. That's much lower than 400 hertz. I'm thinking that looks somewhere around 100 or 150 hertz.
Yeah, I'm not reading it with a meter or anything. It's certainly not a 1 kc, and it's certainly not a 60 hertz hum. almost like a PL tone.
All right, is my signal strong enough to see it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it there when I go? Is it there when I go quiet right now?
No, I don't see it now.
Okay. Okay. Is it there now?
I did not see it. I did not see a line.
Okay, we'll see if it comes back at all.
Your audio sounds different.
Oh, you were hearing that through the speakers. Okay, it should sound the same now.
Yeah, no tone.
Okay.
So why are you on the KPA 500? Did you already box up the 1.5?
Well, I took it out, took the covers off to take pictures inside. I want to look inside, see if there's anything that looked like it was a problem, but everything looks fine inside, so I've not put it back. I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Yeah, all right. I didn't think you bought it for the tuner, though.
Well, I bought it as an all-in-one, so yes, the tuner was part of the equation.
Yeah, you don't have a problem with the Kenwood. I don't know. I just wouldn't be satisfied with those answers, and I know you're not. I'm not saying you're even satisfied.
No, remember when I had the Kenwood running into it, I did trip it a couple times.
No, you didn't tell me that. I had no idea. We were all led to believe that the Kenwood was problem-free.
No, I never said that. It was not 100% problem-free. Now, it was certainly less, but then it could have been in one of those cycles where the Apache ran, remember, one night for a couple hours without a problem. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Kenwood didn't cause a problem, but, either way.
No, I get it. You'll be right back there with the tube guys.
Well, the other option is a Gemini.
Yeah, it's certainly a choice, no question about it. If you're, I get it. No tuner.
No, you got to run an external tuner, but I don't know. I don't know if I should jump back to the LE mouse or not. I'm not. But although I haven't popped any, it's just you get that nagging feeling. You hear all these stories.
Well, then you do what I do. I mean, so here's a reality. I mean, I've been here. I mean, I've been on this rodeo. I successfully ran this. I bought this amplifier from Nick. I was very happy, always happy. Ran it for almost 3 years. It went out of warranty. I popped the LDMOS. Who knows why? I don't like to think I did something wrong, but it popped. And, for $350 and, 13 days, I had it come back good as new. Now, in the meantime, I picked up a KPA 500. So, if I pop the LDMOS again, I know I'm 13 days and $350 in the hole, but I got an amplifier to use. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with where I am right now, and I think that's a good way to look at this. I mean, and this amplifier is solid.
Yeah, but you're struggling with every once in a while the thing kicking off for SWR and going to standby on its own.
Well, I don't have that problem with the HF Auto, and I don't think I had that problem when I routinely use this thing on 40 meters. I think it might be band related or frequency related. I mean, I used to run this thing all the time on 40 meters with the tuner, and I've never had an issue. The only time I ever saw an issue with the SWR was loading into the end-fed half wave, and there it would be easy to blame the antenna, right, for what it is. It's a 70-to-1, 3,000 ohm impedance being transformed down over 200 foot of coax to an antenna that's running through trees. So it was easy to blame the antenna.
NC3Z.
NJ2US.
Whiskey 1, Pop Echo Fox.
Well, this antenna on 40, I don't think it has a problem. I was working some DX the other day in Europe on 40, no problems. The resonance on 40 is good SWR, and you got much better Q there because of the antenna cut for that band. 80 gets a bit worse. I've got between 3.5 and 3.7. I got very good SWR. Then above 3.7, it starts climbing up to, when I'm at 3.8, it's up to about 2.5 to 1. And on 160, it doesn't really drop below 2 to 1 anywhere, so it is a difficult antenna.
I'll tell you one thing I would do, while I'm deliberating this thing, I want to experiment, I would throw out a 160-meter dipole, 50-ohm center-fed dipole with a 1-to-1 choke balun at, 15, 20 feet off the ground or wherever you can put it, and run that for a while, see what it does. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, doing those types of experiments, you could do that in 20 minutes. And here's the thing. I mean, you're in a situation where you're in control. I mean, you got the wherewithal to throw this thing in the trash, sell it, buy what you want, or you have a natural curiosity about what the hell's going on with this thing. Is it really the amplifier? Is it my complex impedances on this antenna I built? I mean, it just begs a lot of questions.
No, I mean, I'm certainly not discounting. I truly think it's probably the complex impedance of the antenna, but the performance of the antenna is just so great, I'm not willing to try to accommodate.
No, but okay, all right, I see what you're saying, right. So so say you put up that dipole and it worked great, it doesn't really bring you anywhere other than the conclusion that the auto tuner in the SPE just can't handle what you were expecting it to handle.
Exactly. I think that's where I'm at. Yes, I could work on this antenna and try to put shunts and everything else in here, try to get that SWR down, but man, am I going to lose the fantastic performance I get out of this with DX.
Well, I don't know. I think all you would really expect to do on that is use a 1 to 2 transformer at the base, that's all.
Yeah, but that would screw up the 80-meter portion. I could mitigate that by some fancy switching and stuff out there, but...
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I mean, and realistically, an auto tuner should be able to handle, 25 to 1,500 ohms, realistically, for what they expect with those relays and capacitors and coils. Tell you this, the HF Auto cautions you on 160 meters with impedances less than 160. Have you ever read that?
No, I've read the warning about only 500 watts on 6 meters.
Right, there's some cautions about the inability of the HF Auto to really perform well below 50 ohms.
No, where does it say that?
I'll see if I can find it for you.
tone's back again.
It certainly is. I thought you were just going to live with it.
No, I mitigate it. Let me try to move a few more things around here. All right, should be gone again. Find that section.
I'm still looking. In fact, their specs don't specify an impedance range at all. Really?
Sorry.
All right, routed my mic cables. I was pulling all the cables out and stuff. I must have misrouted the cable. Getting away, so put it back up where it should be. So I should be getting rid of that hum.
Yeah, is your amp off?
No, amp. Why?
Was your light?
Really, still?
Yeah, I mean, you're only about, on the sow, I normally can see you 15 to 20. You're only about 5 to 10.
Nope, putting out the regular power.
Could be the band. We do have some approaching storms and other ionospherical and solar anomalies.
Oh, I thought I was playing around on 20 meters and stuff. Boy, it was dead as a doornail today.
It really was. I couldn't even barely hear WWV on 15 megahertz. It was awful.
What in the world?
Yeah. I think when I put the live stream up there, it attracts an audience.
During these squelch ups, all these pissant weak signals don't make the cut. Anyways, NC3Z.
NJ2US. There's 3 people listening.
Whiskey 1 Papa Echo Fox.
Are you still hearing me okay, Paul?
Yeah, you're much better now.
Yeah, it's got to be the bandwidth, what's happening up in the upper bands.
Oh, I just wanted to say, if people are watching the live stream, I appreciate it. I didn't want anybody to interpret what I was saying as I don't mind. I like when people listen. And by the way, even though I'm the creator of this stream, I have no idea who is. I only get a number. I can't see IP addresses or anything.
Well, I have it up on my PC watching.
Yeah, it just popped up the 4. Live stream, youtube.com, search for NJ2US Live. And the other explanation that always is worth stating is that the Flex is obviously in Studio B. It's on an antenna disconnect switch, but it is coupled to the SAL 20 antenna that's on the first receiver of the Apache 7000, which is what I'm transmitting on. So even when I transmit it, it does cut the input down a lot. Doesn't hurt the Flex input at all.
Yeah, I should have got the A-count 2100 from that guy over in Havelock.
Yeah, I mean, that's I've known you for a while now, and I do know you do set up all these barriers to a purchase, right? And you got this mental checklist that you go down, and if a guy fails one little checkbox there, he's done. I just noticed that's how you go through a buying process.
Yeah, I don't like the drama, but I also got outbid for it too.
Yes, you got outbid. That was pretty ballsy, if you ask me.
Because I think that's the amp I probably would have been pretty happy with.
Actually, they're reasonably priced. I mean, and it'll ship March 5th for $4,500.
Yeah.
It's not a bad price for an amplifier like that. I've been tossing it around. You know, you got guys spending $3,200, $3,300 for a used one with unknown hours on the tube. I'll tell you what. I mean, to lay down $4,500 for a brand new one from the factory with a warranty, it's just not a bad deal. In fact, the other day, had that amplifier been available to ship tomorrow, I would probably order it. You know what? Because my stomach churns to deal with other radio amateurs other than Nick. I mean, I have a history with Nick, so I trust him. But just like you said, the drama of dealing with other hams selling stuff is sickening. I could never go into the ham radio business. As fun as that sounds, having your own ham radio store, could never do it. Can you imagine dealing with all the guys that walk in?
I think that's why NJ2US still isn't open. Once they figured out they shut down for COVID, they figured, this is pretty good.
Yeah, this is pretty good. No stinky wife beater guys coming in with scooters and. The first thing you'd have to do if you have a shop, you must have a price match policy, right? Because any ham that walks in has already searched all the other places and says, well, I can get it at DX Engineering for $1 less. You know what I would tell them?
Buy it.
Go buy it at DX Engineering. Of course, I probably wouldn't sell a lot of ham radio gear. I mean, you look at guys like I'm not going to mention names, but like the representatives from Expert or Palstar, and to get on there and talk down to people like that is remarkable.
It's like when you sell something, you got to list it, and I've had many hams come back with obnoxiously lowball prices.
Well, I don't know that I want to defend that, because I certainly get your point. But at the same time, I don't know that I blame a guy that throws a price out there, right? Because he's maybe trying to gauge how desperate you are, and he knows his dollar is golden, right? So, generally what I would do is I wouldn't honor it with a response, right? I mean, that's the ultimate comeback, is no comeback. And you know what? If an email cost 25 cents to send, Gary, they wouldn't do it.
Oh, maybe that's a way to stop all this BS.
Yeah, 25 cents for every offer. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the 1st of March I go on HRO's website and they say shipping March 5th. Don't be shocked if I said, yep, I dropped $4,500 on a brand new ACOM 2100.
W2NER. Yes, and I'm late to the party.
Yep, anyways, it's on the 40 or 20 timed ID anyways, NC3Z.
NJ2US.
Whiskey 1, Papa Echo Fox.
But I'm going to hold out because Nick's going to sell his soon. So we need to be clear here. Now, Gary's interested in that amplifier. I'm going on record as having offered first.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't matter. Trust me, Jeff.
That's true.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
It's just making it funny.
I've just spent a lot of time with the wife. She just got home today.
That's good. I got my first shot today.
Yeah, I'm going to be going Wednesday, and I would assume you're not going to feel anything, if you do feel anything, for a day or two.
No, I barely felt the needle, to be honest. It didn't even put a bandage on it. Just wiped it clean, and that was it. And I can't even feel soreness at the injection site, so I think I got lucky. In fact, I was mentally just shocked and surprised at how little I felt that needle. I mean, because you've watched it go in. I mean, that sucker goes in 2-3 inches.
I think in a day or so you'll feel a little bit of IM pain in there. I mean, I didn't feel it go in. I didn't feel anything that day. It was like a day later, and you feel a little bit of IM discomfort, but nothing really bad or anything.
Did you get one yet, Gary?
No, it's not until first week of March, or maybe the 10th of March.
Well, that's the one that's going to tell the tale.
My guide said, he goes, look, we've been finding just anecdotally here in the center that one thing you can do prophylactically is, believe it or not, the Tylenol is one thing, but load up on hydrate, a lot of water the day before and day of.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Temperatures are looking good here for the next couple of days.
I'm 40 here right now.
We're low 50s right now. Yeah, I see next several days we're mid 60s for the next week.
Yep, that's what it looks like. It's like 58 here now. And Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday it's going to be sunny and in the mid-60s. That's nice. So, Gary, what's the synopsis with the amplifier?
Yeah, well, we were talking about earlier, pretty much the conclusion that it doesn't like the low complex impedance that my verticals present to it, and the tuner just can't handle it.
Really? So how'd you come to that conclusion?
It keeps tripping out with SWR issues.
No, I mean if it was a higher impedance, does it not do that?
No, it doesn't do it on 40, which the vertical is very broad banded up there, and it doesn't do it on the hex beam when I run a tuner.
Okay, so it's only on the vertical.
So only on the 160 and the 80 meter vertical, which both those where I'm operating, I'm at the SWRs are natively well above 2 to 1. But the complexity of the 2 to 1 is that it's low impedance. Certainly without the tuner engaged on that, it doesn't have a problem. So if I run an external tuner, but now I'm defeating the purpose of having a nice all-in-one box.
Does the manual say anything about the impedance range on the tuner?
Nope. Unlike Elecraft and others that give you very discrete or just distinct information of the impedance, high and low and everything else, SPE says nothing.
They don't even tell you the device.
Yeah. So what do you think about those components missing on yours versus mine, Jeff?
I'm not sure what to make of that. I mean, the performance of my amplifier has been great, right? So other than I see that R59 resistor is very conspicuously absent, but the transistor or whatever that device is that's to the right of mine is to the left of yours.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's. Well, I think that had to do with moving things around to increase the. You can see what they did there. It looks like they increased the heat sink area.
Now, Gary, yours is a Series 2, and Jeff is not, correct?
Correct. Yep. I sent Jeff the pictures today to see if you could see any difference. It doesn't look like much inside.
Yep.
And C3Z.
NJ2US.
W2 anywhere.
Whiskey 1, Papa Echo Fox.
Those are the only two glaring examples, and yet I have on my board there's a terminal for the R59 resistor. It's just not there.
So you're missing components, but Gary's not. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. He has. The big glaring difference is he has two more resistors in that attenuator area than I do. But I take it, Gary, from your comment earlier that when you feed it 4 watts, you don't get 1,000 out?
No, I do not.
Oh, that's interesting. I think that this amplifier might be non-compliant, right? And then maybe they were warned or, something along those lines.
Was it doing that before you sent it to him?
Yeah. I always, it never required a lot of drive power.
Yeah, they might have changed all that. It'd be nice if they had some sort of README or something on what the upgrades were and differences and so forth. They're very, I'm lost for the words. That they don't really tell you much.
Yeah, they're very proprietary. They don't care to share it. You're right. Here, just take this firmware and shut up. And they seem to come out with firmware updates on average every 4, 5, or 6 months. I have a bunch of firmware. That's the other thing, Gary. I don't know if you wanted to risk doing it. I could send you all the firmwares I have.
I thought both the amplifiers were running the same firmware.
Well, they are, but the point is I have probably 4 or 5 of them over the years.
Oh, okay. But he does not run the tuner like I run.
Oh, that's true, too.
No, right. I'm using the HF Auto. And really, the only reason I do that is because of the watt meter.
Yeah, that is a nicety.
Well, you ran that with the built-in tuner for a little while, if I remember, didn't you?
Absolutely, especially on 40 meters. I loved it on 40 meters.
I think when I had it, I might have used the tuner once to see if it worked, but I always use the external.
The last time I really used it heavily was field day, because when I'm working field day, I'm moving around the band, and I just like how quick the auto tuner obviously. 1 RF burst and it's dead on, where the HF Auto takes a few seconds.
So I may list it since it still has a year worth of warranty on it.
That alone is worth money.
Just wipe your fingerprints off of it when you sell it.
Why?
because Bob has them on record.
Bob said he assured me it's nothing wrong with the amplifier.
That's true. You're absolutely right. Except that if somebody else sends it in, he's going to say, "Oh, did that Gary guy have it? Nah, I'm going to void your warranty."
And then all of a sudden, the guy the email is saying, with Bob saying, "There's nothing wrong with the tuner or nothing wrong with the amplifier."
You know, that's the one thing. You know, when you deal with certain hams, you know, even though if they have their extra, that doesn't mean anything.
we prove that every day on the amateur bands.
Were you on when I was telling Gary about the guy who bought my Mercury?
No. Was it another winner?
Oh, God. He blew it up within an hour of having it.
Why am I not surprised?
And he tried to blame me. But Kenny, you know, we got in touch with Kenny, and Kenny repaired it for free.
Did the guy have to pay the shipping?
Yeah, he paid the shipping. But you know, I questioned, and he wouldn't tell me, and that's fine. I wanted to know, with his analysis, what could have caused the component to go that went, because I got pictures of that, and he said, "Don't worry about it. I fixed it. It's all done."
Now, when you say component, are you referring to the LDMOS? And did he replace? Was there a cost for the LDMOS, or did he eat that?
No, well, he ate everything. But I don't think the final went. There was some sort of a resistor or something that blew, and I don't know what caused that. I tried to get the information out of Kenny to find out, you know, what could have caused this. Because I told him I've had no problems with it at all. I mean, I used it every night. But he wouldn't say, and I guess he just doesn't want to get in the middle, and that's fine.
Oh yeah, because the guy bought it from you, right?
You know, Kenny fixed it for free. So I mean, you know, how much better can you ask than that?
I'd still love to know what caused it.
Yeah, me too. Now, judging by the series of events that happened prior to that, he said to me, and I don't remember which tuner it was. He says, "I have a tuner that's only rated for 600 watts. Will that work?" Well, that was my first flag, okay? And I said, "No, you really shouldn't use it. You should get a tuner that's rated for that output." So God knows what he did.
Is he an extra class?
Yes, he is.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Hams a long time ago predicted the dumbing down of amateur radio.
You know, a lot of this is also like common sense, and the other part of that is either you have that knack of understanding how things work, or you don't. And unfortunately, there's a lot of hams. All they do is they memorize the questions and answers, but they should go one step beyond that. You know, see if the guy's got any real experience with using equipment. Is it just a yes and no with the questions, or does he really know what he's doing?
Well, 60 years ago, when they coined the term appliance operator, there was a lot of vision there.
You know, I don't consider myself, an individual that has all this knowledge, and consider myself an extra. Could I pass the exam if I wanted to? Yeah, if I studied and paid, I'm sure I could. But I don't really have that desire. But I think I have more on the ball than a lot of these extras do.
Well, I don't mind an extra that says, "Look, I memorized the answers and I got the thing." But don't tell me how technically advanced you are, and then because you're an extra, you can fix anything, or you have a superb understanding of everything. Just be candid. Wear your experience on your sleeve so you don't look like an idiot. Now, like take Paul, for example. Paul never comes in here and professes to be a technical genius and savvy with all things electronic. He's very candid about it, and quite frankly, that's why we love him.
Yep, doesn't try to put on any air.
Paul, did you get a little warm and fuzzy there?
I'm having trouble copying you guys. The static level is really high right now.
Oh wow, you can't even hear me?
Well, you're in and out. You're kind of, it's like a rolling. I can hear you for a little while, then you kind of disappear, and then you come back.
Yeah, propagation is not good. I can barely hear Paul tonight.
Anyways, time for ID, NC3Z. Paul, you hearing me?
Roger, I heard you then, Gary, but you're like Jeff. You're kind of there, and then you're not. Whiskey 1, Pop Echo Fox.
NJ2US.
W2 NER.
Hey.
Very strong to me, Paul, and there's no noise whatsoever.
Hey, Paul, let me try an experiment here. Let me roll up to legal limit, because I don't normally do this, but I'm going to roll up to 1,499 watts. And just see overall if it makes any bit of difference up there receiving me. So there we are. We're up to legal limit.
Jeff, I'm not noticing much difference, if any.
There you go. That says a lot right there too.
I'd say the signal that I got there was as good as your previous signal, and I don't know what you were running back then.
Well, about 1,000. I was running the SPE in its mid mode at the top of its 1,000-watt range, and now I'm in my max mode, and I'm seeing about 1,400 watts out.
I'd say it's not worth running the extra wattage and putting the strain on the amp. I'd say you were just as good as the lower rating.
Yeah, I think most people would probably make that argument.
I'd say the KPA 500 and the setup I've got here is more fun for me to run and use than it is with the 1500. I feel like I have to watch my P's and Q's, and it's like you're riding a bicycle versus riding a motorcycle. When you're on the motorcycle, a lot of things can go real bad, real fast. So the KPA 1500 is the motorcycle, the 500 is the bicycle.
Well, yeah, it's no fun. It's no fun operating a radio walking on eggshells.
Yeah, that's I just don't trust that amp, and I was just going to hold it in reserve, but I'm still debating what I want to do. So right now I'm just enjoying what I've got, and trying to be satisfied where I sit in life.
You'd fit right in with a 7300 and an Amatron.
I didn't quite. If you were talking to me, Jeff, I didn't catch that.
Never mind.
I heard 7300 and Amatron. That's all I got out of that.
Yeah, that's what I was recommending for you.
Oh, no. We won't go that low, Jeff. A 7610 and maybe an SPE, maybe I could sell my KPA 1500 if I could get $5,000 plus shipping. I might do that. Then I'd buy the 7610 and an SPE.
Yeah, I mean that's I'm not knocking that at all. That wouldn't be a bad decision.
Yeah, if I got that, the 1500 would pretty much kind of cover the SPE, almost, and and then the 7610 would give me a nice comparable to a K4.
One option you haven't discussed, Gary, for 160 and 80 is is using the KAP 500 at 1,000 watts.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, have you thought about sending an email directly to SPE?
Yeah.
And you know why? Because the end result is the same. All you're going to do is get answers or explanations or possibilities, but ultimately it's going to boil down to, well, we don't know. Send it in.
Oh, no. I mean, querying them to find out, okay, what's the range of the tuner, and see if you get any kind of response that's worth anything.
No, I get that. Same result, though.
Amateurs calling our radio amateurs.
73 guys, Whiskey 1 Pop Echo Foxtrot, I'm going to clear. 73.
Calling our radio amateurs, calling our radio amateurs. This is W1AW in Newington, Connecticut. An official bulletin transmission follows. This is W1AW. Here's propagation forecast bulletin number 8 from Connecticut, Kilo 7 Romeo Alpha, Seattle, Washington, February 19, 2021. To all radio amateurs. A period of zero sunspots ran from February 4 to 17, the Wednesday evening while viewing the stereo spacecraft image online. The bright area of our sun's northeast horizon. Shortly after, SpaceWeather.com reported a new active region is hiding just behind the sun's northeastern limb. It might be a sunspot. The next day, February 18, 2 new sunspot regions appeared in our sun's northern hemisphere, numbered 2802 and 2803. Region 2802 should soon rotate off the visible solar disk, but 2803 is the region just now crossing the eastern solar horizon. SpaceWeather.com warns us to expect a minor geomagnetic storm on February 21, triggered by a solar wind stream. Average daily solar flux this week dropped from 72.8 to 72. Average daily planetary index was unchanged last week from 7.7. Reported cracks in Earth's magnetic field on Tuesday allowed solar wind to pour in, sparking aurora around the Arctic Circle. Alaska's College A index jumped to 45, a high number, after the K index hit 7 at 0600 and 0900 UTC. This is from a single magnetometer near Fairbanks. This is W1AW in Newington, Connecticut. Phone bulletins are transmitted daily at 0245 UTC, simultaneously on 1-855-3990, 7290, 14290, 18160, 21390, and 28590 kilohertz. Also on 50.350 and 147.555 megahertz. Weekly DX bulletins are transmitted in these time slots on Fridays, UTC. This is W1AW in Newington, Connecticut, now leaving the air.
Okay.
It sounded pretty good tonight.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's never the same 2 nights in a row. So what's the point of running the Cat 500 with the SPE?
That's why you'd only have to do it on the bands you have a problem on.
Yeah.
And that would be an easy switch in, switch out for that.
I mean, I know it'll work that way, but what's the point?
If you have a good, solid, legal limit LDMOS amplifier that you don't have to wait to warm up or tune.
I noticed on DX Engineering that the RF kits is not listed anywhere in their portfolio anymore.
Makes you think something's going on. I bet you too many were coming back.
Yep, NC3Z.
NJ2US.
W2NER.
I think you could still use the very responsive CAT on the KAP 500.
Yeah.
Plus the colors match. You could put the 1.5K right on top of that.
See, if Elecraft had just also made a double size with all this.
What, double size the power capability of the 500?
Yeah, and the tuner. Did you ever find that thing in the HF Auto manual?
No, I had to have read it in a group's I.O., and it may have been just guys guessing.
Because, I mean, it worked. I mean, when I had the HF Auto, it worked on it. Actually, the antenna was even more finicky than it is now, and it worked fine.
It worked fine on the HF Auto, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much the HF Auto can't handle. I mean, it's just a great tuner.
Yeah, I'm sure the manual tuner would have no problem, too.
I'm sorry, what manual tuner?
A Palstar manual tuner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, if you wanted to go that way. If you think about it, it doesn't happen on 80 meters anywhere near as much as it happens down here, right? Or would you say it's the same?
It comes and goes. Some days, sometimes no problem whatsoever. Then sometimes I'll get like bang, 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 three or very close together. It makes no rhyme or reason.
One thing I've done, I've actually put one antenna switch, and you could feed the antenna through a manual tuner for 160 meters, and then one coaxial switch, and you're back on the other antenna port for the other bands.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nice thing is, Gary, you got some options, and you're, when you sleep at night, your brain is just working on this, and you'll do what's fun, and that's the bottom line here. You'll enjoy this, and you sell the SPE, you get an ACOM. It's just all part of what we're doing here, and it's just a lot of fun.
I mean, for 160 and 80, there's only two freaks. A freak on each band that I use. So we tune up even a manual tuner, put a couple marks on there, it can easily get back to it.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of why, that's like my choice with 160 meters. I mean, I operate here, and that's it. And if I wanted to move someplace else, it's just a little bit of tuning. But no, there's just a lot of options there. I just think it's a solid amplifier, and it's a shame that and the issue is not the amplifier. The issue is probably the tuner.
Oh yeah, no, it's certainly the tuner, and it's just not as wide range as they claim it is.
Well, actually, they don't even make the claim, do they?
No, not really.
Too bad you guys don't live closer to one another. Be really curious to see how Jeff's tuner reacts at your house, Gary.
Yeah. But I do know my antenna is a very low impedance. I know it's a very tough antenna to tune.
The other experiment I can try is I can operate into my dummy load a lot here on 160 and just goof around to see if I get something similar.
Into what dummy load?
Well, I have a 50 ohm dummy load, but still, I think you said you had it fail at 50 ohms.
Maybe before I remove some things going on, I think there's multiple issues that the amp didn't like.
Oh, okay. So possibly, the other experiment, once you clear your head, could be to run it, go through the tuner and tune into a dummy load. I think some people think that there's something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And I think that would be another valuable test with the given circumstances that you control. Operate 1855 into a 50 ohm dummy load and see what happens, and do that with all the controls in place. But again, the result is the same. You hook up to your antenna that you enjoy using, it performs well, and you're right back where you started. So it doesn't really accomplish anything.
No. Just proves that I'm already thinking, and like you said, it still doesn't help you.
No, but what would be interesting is if I conducted that experiment, if I ran 1855 through the tuner into a 50 ohm dummy load for a length of time in the shack here just to see.
But it goes back to the point you made. You're always thinking about walking on eggshells with it.
No, you're right. All right, 2158. Tracy just pulled up. I'm out of here. 73. Looking forward to tomorrow night's discussion. NJ2US.
Yep. See y'all later. NC3Z.
Talk to you guys later. W2NER.